there is no shortage of the isolated survival story, and if Welcome to Eden made you yearn for more, you're in the right place. Here we'll talk about some series to watch if you like Netflix's Welcome to Eden, and why they should be on your to-watch bucket list. Do you know which show could be the father of all? Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out. Now, let's get to it. Let's start with The A-List. Beware, this is one of those shows that isn't afraid to kill off its characters, so if you do decide to watch The A-List, proceed with caution. Getting too attached may not be the best idea for this one, or is it? This show takes place on what appears to be an idyllic island called Peregrine Island, where Mia thinks she's going to summer camp, except that the island is filled with history, conspiracies, and time-bending black magic. At first, it looks like Mia has her title of Queen Bee locked in for the summer, but everything changes once Amber sets foot on the island. Slowly but surely, the island starts showing its true colors, and all everyone wants is to get the hell out of Dodge. But don't be fooled, what is dead doesn't have to stay dead when there's black magic involved. If you loved Welcome to Eden and you're looking for something similar, but with a dash of the supernatural, The A-List is for you. At the moment, you have 21 episodes to binge, and come June, you'll be treated to the third season. Next, we have Outer Banks. One of the reasons Welcome to Eden is so addictive is its characters and the relationships between them. It's not always a smooth ride. There's lots of tension, thrills, and unexpected turns to keep you on your toes, as they're also accompanied by the problematic scenario that envelops the story as a whole. The only difference between Welcome to Eden and Outer Banks is that its main characters are permanent residents of the island and not looking to get away from it. Well, not at first, at least. Outer Banks is filled with great friends, a little bit of love, some gorgeous beaches, and a mysterious treasure hunt that leads to rather considerable danger along the way. Overall, it really has the same presence in Netflix as Welcome to Eden. With 20 episodes already in the archives and production for season 3 already started, Outer Banks is a good one to fill in some of the space left empty by the end of Welcome to Eden. Following, Midnight Mass. For the sake of not getting you too excited, Midnight Mass is classified as a limited series, so it's highly unlikely we'll ever see more of this story. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. On the contrary, Midnight Mass is a morally urgent critique of how faith can fuel everyday cruelty and violence that deserves the risk of short-term attachment to characters that you won't get to have a follow-up on. The second thing you need to understand that Midnight Mass isn't intended to be anti-Catholic or even anti-religious. Mike Flanagan, the creator, wrote that he's long contemplated questions about how fundamentalist thinking could permeate and corrupt any belief system, how easily faith could be weaponized against the faithful, and the result is Midnight Mass, a horror that is deeply personal to Flanagan. Midnight Mass touches on many themes, but its terror lies in the violence and cruelty of its religious characters, which start to take place in a fishing community on a small island after a new young priest arrives to attend to the island's only church. Intrigued yet? And next up we have Elite. Ever since Elite hit Netflix back in 2018, it has managed to gather fans all over the world. The Spanish thriller teen drama was created by Carlos Montero and Daria Madrona and renewed for a 6th season in October 2021, so no worries about running out of episodes anytime soon. Basically, Elite is a classic school drama with a twist. Yes, it's moving away from the not-quite Paradise Island setting, but it has the same as Welcome to Eden on offer when it comes to delving into the lives of young people and the problems they encounter as they struggle with their own morals and those of the people around them. But aside from addressing the common subjects, this show dares break some new ground as well. Elite has everything you could wish for in a teen thriller: intrigue, murder, mystery, sex, and romance. 3 working-class students find themselves in a particularly exclusive school, but there are some elements that are much more sinister going on than just your average teen drama arguments. Elements that will keep both you and the characters on edge throughout every episode. Don't go anywhere just yet. You really don't want to miss out on the rest of our favorite survival shows that are similar to Welcome to Eden. Any chance you missed out on that one big Spanish show that came out a little while ago? And don't you want to know which show may very well have inspired them all? Let's get going, and you'll find out. Let's begin with The Stranded. Going back to the deserted island theme, The Stranded follows a group of students from an elite private school who get trapped on an island thanks to an apocalyptic tsunami. They find themselves cut off from their families and help. Unable to communicate with the mainland, left without adults, the students decide they need to find a way to escape the island. This Thai original mystery adventure series was created by Christian James Durso and shows the true resilience of humans by putting the narrative in the middle of a natural disaster. The dynamic cast and authentic ambiance of horror make it a perfectly binge-worthy show, especially if you're looking for another show like Welcome to Eden. Unfortunately, there was never any news about a second season, so enjoy the newness of The Stranded while you can. Next up, Death in Paradise. This detective series has been around for some time, which should prove its strength. The secret of Death in Paradise is its ability to change up its main team, and especially its inspector. In season 1 of the 11 seasons in total, we find a rather picky British inspector, Richard Poole, who has been sent to Sainte Marie, a fictional Caribbean island. There, he has to investigate the death of the local British former inspector. Once there, he's quickly transferred to replace the dead inspector and proceeds to carry out investigations with the French detective Camille Bordy. Despite its brutal receival by critics back when it first came out in 2011, Death in Paradise keeps pulling people in. The characters are warm and likable, the settings are beautiful, and it's funny where it's supposed to be. Through the years, Death in Paradise has become like an old favorite sweater to its fans. Familiar, warm, dependable. Death in Paradise has been renewed for season 12, so it looks like it will stay that way for some time to come as well. And now, let's talk Money Heist. It's near impossible that you haven't at least heard about this Spanish series called Money Heist, originally La Casa de Papel, which means the House of Paper. But on the off chance that you didn't catch what it's about, here's a little teaser. The plan is to infiltrate the national currency and stamp factory in order to print 2.4 billion euros in bills of 50 euros within 11 days, in the presence of 67 hostages, without anyone getting hurt in the process. Oh, and one of those hostages is the daughter of a UK ambassador. The mastermind behind all this? A mysterious and very charismatic man who calls himself the Professor. How is he going to pull it off? By recruiting 8 of the best criminals in Spain who have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. This Spanish TV show took the world by storm with its fantastic and slightly hilarious crime drama. And if you haven't gotten around to watching it yet, this might be your sign to start watching it. There's a rocky chemistry between the characters that is similar to Welcome to Eden, and anyone watching will definitely develop favorites, whether you even like those characters' decisions or not. And finally, we have Lost. This classic is infamous for 2 things. First, because it's a great show. Second, if you want it to remain a great show, you must avoid the last season at all costs. The ending was such a disappointment it ruined the entire experience for a lot, if not most of its fans, forever condemning it to a bittersweet death. But there are so many other good reasons filled with authentic and interesting characters and a truly good story. There's a reason why this show was so iconic at the time, and it's arguably the father of modern island-based adventures. It's easy to get lost in the drama that the survivors of Oceanic Airlines Flight 815, Sydney to Los Angeles, have to live through after their flight explodes mid-air over an uncharted Pacific island. But from the moment they wake up in their nightmare, they realize that they're not alone on this piece of land. There's polar bears roaming the jungle, ghosts, and monsters. But let's not forget the others. If you're hungry for something resembling Welcome to Eden and you want to see where shows like it got its inspiration, Lost should definitely be on your to-watch bucket list. So far, all the series you should definitely give a try if you like Netflix's Welcome to Eden. Are you as excited as we are that Welcome to Eden has been renewed for a second season? Which of these are you going to watch in the meantime? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.